Have you ever pondered the inception of God? This question may seem perplexing or even audacious, but it's a query that invites us to delve into the deepest recesses of human history and thought. The concept of God, or divine entities, is as old as humanity itself. It's a thread that weaves through the tapestry of human evolution, appearing in the earliest cave paintings, in the ancient scriptures of civilizations, and in the oral traditions of indigenous cultures. But why? What instigated the birth of God in the human psyche? Consider the dawn of human awareness, the moment our ancestors first looked around and asked, why? Why does the sun rise? Why does the rain fall? Why does life sprout from the earth, and why does it return to dust? These questions, born of curiosity and the survival instinct, were the seeds of the divine. They necessitated an explanation beyond the grasp of early human understanding, and thus the concept of a higher power, a God, was conceived. But God wasn't just an answer to the mysteries of the universe. As societies grew and became more complex, so did the role of God. Divine entities provided comfort in times of suffering, offering the promise of a better existence beyond the hardships of the mortal world. They served as a beacon of hope, a source of solace, and a wellspring of strength in the face of adversity. Moreover, the concept of God played an integral role in shaping moral codes and societal norms. It became a tool for instilling a sense of justice, promoting cooperation, and maintaining order. Rules and laws were often attributed to the divine, imbuing them with an authority that was beyond human challenge. And thus, through the human propensity to seek answers, to find comfort, and to create order, the concept of God evolved. It transcended the boundaries of individual tribes and societies, finding a place in the collective consciousness of humanity. This concept took on countless forms, influenced by culture, geography, and time. But the essence remained the same: a higher power that could explain the unexplainable, comfort the distressed, and guide the lost. And thus, in the minds and hearts of humanity, God was born. Like any creation, God too evolved with its creators. From the dawn of civilization, our ancestors found solace in the belief of a higher power. They looked to the skies, the earth, the rivers, the sun and the moon, attributing divine qualities to them. This resulted in the birth of polytheism, the belief in many gods, each with their unique domain. The sun god brought daylight, the rain god nourished the crops, the earth goddess birthed life. A god for every element that was beyond human understanding. However, as societies grew more complex and interconnected, so did the concept of God. The pantheon of gods began to consolidate. A shift from polytheism to monotheism started to sweep across civilizations. The many gods were slowly replaced by the one, the Almighty, the single divine entity who held dominion over everything. This was not just a theological shift but also a socio-political one, as it brought unity and a shared identity among people. As time went on, the divine attributes of God also changed. Originally, gods were often capricious, whimsical, and prone to human-like vices. But as moral and ethical systems developed, God began to reflect these values. The divine became benevolent, merciful, and just. God became a symbol of moral perfection, a compass guiding humanity towards virtue. Yet, the evolution of God didn't stop there. With societal changes, religious beliefs adapted. In the scientific age, God became the watchmaker, setting the universe in motion and letting it run its course. In the age of existentialism, God became a personal companion, a source of purpose and existential comfort. As humanity evolved, so did their God. This evolution reflects our journey as a species, our struggles, our hopes, and our understanding of the universe. The concept of God is a mirror, reflecting what we value, what we fear, and what we aspire to be. It's an ongoing journey, a conversation between humanity and the divine that continues to this day. As humanity evolved, so did their God. But what happens when the creation starts to question its creator? In the grand narrative of human existence, there comes a time when the child starts to question the parent. This is a universal truth, applicable not only to individuals but also to societies, civilizations, and indeed all of humankind. There was a time when humanity, like a child, looked up to the skies and saw the hand of a divine creator in all things. But, as we grew, as our understanding of the world around us deepened, so too did our skepticism. The rise of skepticism did not occur overnight. It was a slow and steady process fueled by the advent of rational thinking and scientific advancements. It began with philosophers questioning the nature of reality, the essence of existence, the purpose of life. They proposed that perhaps the world was not as it seemed. that perhaps there was more to existence than what was written in sacred texts. Then came the scientists, with their telescopes and microscopes, their equations and experiments. They showed us a world beyond our senses, a universe far grander and more complex than anything we could have imagined. They showed us that the Earth was not the center of the universe, that humans were not the pinnacle of creation, that life itself was a product of evolution and not divine intervention. These revelations shook the foundations of our belief systems. They challenged the existence of God, or rather, the existence of God as we understood him. For how could a benevolent God allow so much suffering in the world? How could an all-knowing God create a universe so vast and indifferent? How could an omnipotent God be confined by the laws of nature? These questions, once whispered in hushed tones, are now shouted from the rooftops. The voices of reason and evidence have grown louder, drowning out the once deafening cries of faith. In the face of reason and evidence, faith started to waver. And so, we arrive at the question, can we kill God? In the grand tapestry of human history, this question is a relatively recent thread. The death of God, a philosophical concept, is not about the literal demise of a deity, but rather the gradual erosion of faith in divine entities, as a result of the rise of secularism and humanism. As we moved into the modern era, we began to place a greater emphasis on science, reason, and empirical evidence, which often came into conflict with religious doctrines. The Earth was no longer the center of the universe, and humans were no longer the divine creation of a supreme being, but the result of millions of years of evolution. These revelations, among others, began to sow the seeds of doubt in the minds of many. In response, society began to turn away from divine explanations and towards humanistic ones. We began to see ourselves not as the children of a deity, but as the masters of our own destiny. This shift in perspective, from the divine to the human, has been a defining feature of the modern era. It has led to enormous advancements in science, technology, and society, but it has also led to a decline in religious beliefs. The death of God, then, is not so much a death as it is a transformation. God, as an omnipotent, omniscient, and omnipresent entity, has been replaced by humanity, with its capacity for reason, creativity, and empathy. We have become our own gods, capable of shaping our own world and determining our own fate, but this transformation comes with its own set of challenges. As we grapple with the moral, ethical, and existential implications of this shift, we must also confront the possibility of a world without divine guidance. What does it mean to be human in a world without God? How do we navigate the complexities of life without a divine compass? These are the questions that we must ask ourselves as we move forward into an uncertain future. In the pursuit of knowledge and power, humanity has in a way killed its own creation. But what does this mean for us, the creators who killed their creation? We stand at the crossroads of a new era, where the concept of divinity has been deconstructed, dissected, and ultimately denied. This death of God, a concept that has been with humanity since the dawn of our consciousness, has far-reaching implications. The absence of a divine entity impacts us in ways we may not have yet fully comprehended. It leaves us staring into the void, grappling with an existential crisis. We are left questioning our purpose, our existence, our morality. Without a divine figure to guide us, to provide a moral compass, we are forced to look within ourselves for answers. And this introspection is not always comforting. The human capacity for good is undeniable, but so too is our capacity for evil. This death of God leads us to a moral crossroads. Are we good because we choose to be, or are we good because we fear divine retribution? Without a celestial figurehead, we must redefine our moral compass, and this redefinition is an unnerving journey. In the wake of this divine demise, we also witness a search for new belief systems. Humans are inherently seekers of meaning, and in the absence of a divine entity, we seek new structures to provide that meaning. We turn to philosophy, to science, to each other. We build new systems of belief, based not on divine commandments but on human understanding and empathy. Yet, this search is not without its challenges. The loss of a universal moral compass can lead to fragmentation, to a divergence of beliefs that can result in conflict. In the end, we are left to ponder, is this unnatural selection a step forward or a step back for humanity? This is a question that doesn't yield easy answers. It's a question that we, as a society, must grapple with as we navigate this new, godless terrain.